Welcome to MR.DarkState, where nightmares aren't made up, they're based on true stories from across America. From haunted schools, to cursed dorm rooms, to the shadows in your own home. These are the tales they tried to forget, but we're here to remember them, because horror is only scary when it feels real. This is MR.DarkState, real fear, no filters. Glenhush University, Ohio, USA. Urban legend. College dare gone wrong. Supernatural vengeance. They say every university has a place students are warned never to enter. At Glenhush University in Ohio, that place is Lecture Hall 6. Friday night, present day 11:50 p.m. It's been locked for over 15 years, ever since the night of November 3rd, 2008, when a fire broke out and a young teaching assistant named Rachel Marlowe disappeared inside. No one ever saw her again. Her body was never recovered. The official report blamed faulty wiring, but students whispered something else. That Rachel didn't die in the fire, that she was left behind. Max, Dana, Jordan, and Liv, 4 college juniors, had heard the rumors since freshman year. Max, a film student, wanted to make a short horror doc for his YouTube channel. This could blow up, he said, adjusting his camera. Real haunted campus story? We'll hit 1 million views easy. The others agreed, not because they believed, but because college was boring, and this was something different. They waited until late Friday night, when security guards rotated shifts. Jordan had borrowed bolt cutters. The old building was off the main quad, hidden behind thick ivy and a rusted chain-link fence. They cut through easily. The main entrance was padlocked, but the side door, half buried in snow and dirt, opened with a loud groan. Inside, the air was cold, much colder than outside. Inside the hall, the building smelled like wet ash and rotting wood. Desks were overturned. Cobwebs clung to the ceilings. But what struck Dana the most was that everything looked frozen in time. Papers still scattered like people had just run from their seats. "I thought this place burned down," Liv said. "It did," Jordan whispered, "but they never repaired it. Too many complications." As they walked deeper, the silence felt heavier. Max raised his camera and pressed record. November 3rd, 2008. A teaching assistant vanishes in this room. Glenhush claims it was an accident, but students say she never left. They set up an EVP recorder on the podium. "Rachel Marlowe," Dana called out, her voice shaky. "If you're here, can you hear us?" Silence. Then, slowly, the temperature dropped. Liv crossed her arms. "Okay, not funny. Did one of you open a window?" "No," Max replied, still filming. Then they heard it, a faint tapping, like someone running their nails down a chalkboard. They turned. On the dusty board behind them, 5 words appeared, clearly written by an unseen hand. "You let me burn alone." Liv screamed. Jordan dropped the EVP recorder. Max kept rolling. "Is this real?" Dana gasped. Before anyone could answer, the projector, disconnected and dead for over a decade, suddenly flickered on. A grainy black and white video began to play on the old screen. The video showed a young woman, shoulder-length hair, lab coat, pacing anxiously. She coughed, covering her mouth. Smoke curled into the frame. Behind her, flames danced along the walls. "Rachel," she turned toward the camera, her face pale, eyes wide. She mouthed something, hard to make out, but Max zoomed in. Subtitles appeared automatically across the screen. "You could have saved me." The footage glitched, distorting into static. Then the screen went black. The exit door slammed shut behind them. Loud final. Dana ran to it, twisting the knob. "It's jammed. It won't open." Max pointed the camera at Liv. Her eyes had rolled back in her head. She whispered, voice low, unnatural, "You watch me burn." Jordan grabbed her shoulders. "Liv? Liv. Snap out of it." Suddenly, Liv's body lifted 2 inches off the floor. Max shouted, "She's levitating." All the windows slammed shut. Lights above burst one by one. A howling wind swept through the room. except there were no open doors. Then, Liv dropped like a puppet with cut strings. Max dragged Liv toward the exit. Dana tried calling 911, but her phone showed no service. They screamed, pounded, begged, and then silence. The door creaked open. Nothing but a dark, silent hallway. They ran. No one looked back. Campus security found them at 6:12 a.m., huddled outside, barefoot in the snow. Liv was unconscious. Dana was hysterical. Jordan refused to speak to anyone. Max's camera? Fried. Completely melted inside the bag. The footage was gone. Corrupted. Every file. Even stranger. School officials denied anyone had entered the building. They released no statements. Just resealed the hall. A week later, Lecture Hall 6 was torn down completely. But students still whisper about what happened that night. And sometimes, late at night on the new science building's 3rd floor, you can hear a girl crying. Some halls are locked for a reason. Some cries aren't just echoes. And some souls never graduate. Crescent Pines College Hostel, Vermont, USA. Dorm room possession, isolation horror, true urban legend style. College is supposed to be the best time of your life. Freedom, friendships, late-night laughter echoing to the dorm halls. But for one girl at Crescent Pines College in Vermont, it turned into a waking nightmare. September, new semester begins. Erin Walsh was a sophomore transfer student. Quiet, artsy, a bit of an introvert. She didn't party, didn't join clubs. She just wanted to focus on her photography major and get through the year unnoticed. But when the housing department assigned her to room 313 of Redwood Hall, the RA raised an eyebrow. "You sure?" he asked. "It's just a room," Erin said, shrugging. "Why?" "No reason," he replied too quickly. And it all started in room 313. Move-in day. The hallway was bright and loud. Music playing, doors open, students meeting for the first time. But 313 was different. The door was already closed. No name on the whiteboard. No decorations. The inside smelled like old wood and bleach. One half of the room looked untouched. The desk was still wrapped in plastic, the bed neatly made. The other side, her side, was bare. She unpacked, set up her camera gear, and tried not to think about the chill in the air. Even though it was early September, that night she had trouble sleeping. The room creaked too much. The radiator made strange, choking noises. At 2:11 a.m., she heard a knock, not on the door, from inside the closet. Next day, talking to RA, "Is there something weird about my room?" Erin asked. The RA hesitated. "No. I mean, some students reported weird noises before. But Redwood's an old building. Pipes with drafts, it messes with your head. Did someone live there before me?" He paused. "You're the first in almost 2 years." "Why?" She dropped out, said she couldn't sleep, kept hearing voices. Erin laughed it off. College stress, maybe. But that night, the knocking came back. 2:11 a.m., night 2. Knock, knock, knock. 3 soft knocks from inside her closet. This time, she recorded it. Her camera caught the sound, clear as day. When she opened the closet, nothing, just empty wire hangers, swaying slightly. She tried to go back to sleep. At 3 a.m., her phone vibrated. One new photo, from her own camera. It was a picture of her sleeping, taken from above her bed. Erin begins to spiral. She started skipping classes, locked the closet with a padlock, moved her bed across the room. But still, the knocks continued. The RA suggested switching rooms, but Erin refused. "I need to know what this is." She set up a motion-activated camera facing the closet. That night, she laid in bed, lights off, pretending to sleep. At 2:11 a.m., the padlock clicked open on its own. The door creaked, and something crawled out. The recording showed a black shadow, humanoid, but hunched, crawling out of the closet on all fours. It paused at the edge of her bed, inches from her face, then slowly leaned down and whispered something into her ear. Erin never heard it, But when she played the video back, the audio picked it up. Why did you take her place? The girl before her. The next day, Aaron searched the student archives. Found a name, Madeline Fry. Sophomore. Dropped out suddenly in fall 2023. No emergency contact. No forwarding address. But she did find one thing. A video posted anonymously on a student horror forum titled Crescent Pines Room 313. In it, Madeline sits in the same room, visibly exhausted, bags under her eyes. It watches me from the closet. She says, I haven't slept in 4 nights. It knows when I'm awake. And last night, it said it wanted someone new. Aaron's final night in room 313. Determined to end it. Aaron returned that night with her camera, sage incense, and her friend Tasha on FaceTime the entire time. If I fall asleep or the call drops, call the RA, Aaron instructed. At 2:11 a.m., the screen flickered. Tasha's voice, Aaron, I can't see you, your screen's black. The closet opened. Aaron screamed. Tasha saw nothing, just a blur. Static, then silence. Morning after, the RA unlocked the room at 6 a.m. The bed was empty, closet wide open, camera shattered. But one thing was left behind on Aaron's desk. A photo taken from above her bed, just like before. Except this time, there were 2 figures in the picture. One sleeping, the other, a pale girl with long black hair, sitting cross-legged on the ceiling above. Room 313 was closed again. Permanently. They say the spirit never wanted Aaron. It just needed a new tenant, a new watcher, a new soul to keep her company in the dark. And every year since, a new student disappears from Redwood Hall without explanation. So if you're ever assigned to a dorm room with a number that feels wrong, ask who lived there before you and listen for the knocking, because sometimes you're not alone in your room. You're just not awake to notice. Old Pine Hill Elementary School, Pennsylvania, USA. Abandoned school section. Ghost of a lost child. A teacher's chilling discovery. Some say children can sense things adults no longer can. At Pine Hill Elementary School in rural Pennsylvania, one child never left. Fall semester 2022 school staff meeting. Ms. Lillian Hart was a 29-year-old 4th grade teacher, organized, warm, and known for staying late to grade papers. One Thursday evening, long after the students had gone, she sat alone in her classroom when she heard a noise. A soft knock. It wasn't the janitor. He'd already left. And it wasn't from the hallway. It was coming from beneath her floor. Next morning, asking around, she mentioned the sound casually in the staff lounge. Probably pipes, said Mr. Warren, the vice principal. This building's ancient. But the school nurse, Ms. Valerie, leaned in. You're in room 12, right? Yes. Valerie hesitated. That used to be right above the old basement wing. The one they closed after the flood. I didn't even know we had a basement, Lillian replied. We're not supposed to talk about it. Curiosity turns into obsession. Lillian couldn't let it go. That night, she stayed even later. At 7:12 p.m., she heard it again. Knock, knock, knock. She placed her ear to the floor. A faint whisper followed. I'm cold. She jumped back, heart racing. Was it a prank? Or was there actually someone down there? She found the old blueprints in the library archives. There was Basement Wing B, closed in 1998 due to mold and flooding after a broken pipe. One particular note stood out. Last used by Grade 1, Room B3. Entry into Forbidden Wing. The next day, she convinced the janitor, Mr. Howe, to let her in. I'll regret this, he muttered, unlocking the door behind the stage in the old gym. The hallway beyond smelled of mildew and wet wood. Paint peeled off the walls like old skin. Lillian's flashlight flickered. Room B3 was still labeled. Inside, tiny desks were overturned. A broken chalkboard read faintly. Be kind, in faded yellow chalk. Then she saw it. Scratched into the wall with fingernails. I didn't mean to hide. She turned to leave. But then she heard crying, the file no one talks about. Lillian dug into old student records that weekend. She found something. Michael Bennett, age 6, last seen May 17, 1998. Reported missing after recess. School placed on lockdown. Police searched the grounds. No leads. Case eventually closed. There was no media coverage. No statements from the school. Just silence. Lillian felt sick. They buried this, she whispered. She began dreaming of him, Michael, short brown hair, green backpack, always standing at the bottom of a staircase, looking up at her, waiting. Monday, 2:30 p.m., a student sees him. Her student Lily raised her hand during reading time. Miss Hart, there's a boy outside the door. Lillian looked. No one was there. He was watching us, Lily whispered. He looked wet. That night, Lillian placed her phone against the floor and hit record. At 3:13 a.m., her phone vibrated. She reviewed the footage and heard it clear as day. Why won't anyone come get me? Final visit to the basement. She returned to basement B3 alone. She sat at one of the tiny desks and whispered, "Michael, I'm here." The lights flickered. A shadow moved across the hallway. The door slammed shut behind her. Then the room changed. The peeling paint restored itself. Desks were upright. The chalkboard was clean. A boy sat alone at the front. He looked up, smiled sadly, and said, "I didn't mean to hide." They turned off the lights. I got scared. I waited, but no one came. She reached out. His hand was cold, but real. Then everything vanished. Aftermath. The next morning, janitor Hal found her asleep on the floor of room B3. The room was back to its ruined, decayed state. She had one thing in her hand, a crayon drawing of a little boy holding her hand, standing in front of the school. Signed, Michael. Pine Hill Elementary never acknowledged the discovery. The staff quietly walled off the basement for good. But to this day, room 12 always feels cold. And students sometimes say they see a boy watching through the vents, waiting to be found. Not every missing child is truly gone. Some are just waiting for someone to finally listen. Willow Creek High School, Texas, USA. Haunted cafeteria, cursed food tray, twisted urban legend. Every high school has rumors, secret tunnels, ghost sightings, scary janitors. But at Willow Creek High in rural Texas, it's the cafeteria that people fear. And one tray in particular, the one no one ever touches. Tray number 39. Monday lunch period, present day. Kayla Reyes was a senior. Honor roll, track team, already accepted into college. She didn't care for ghost stories. She had too much going on to worry about haunted lunch trays. But her friends did. "You ever hear about tray 39? Her friend Danielle asked. Kayla rolled her eyes. "Is this another dumb cafeteria legend?" "It's real," said Jay, across the table. "They say a girl named Megan Thompson died in here, choked on her food, and now no one touches her tray. They marked it," Danielle added. "It's got a weird scratch, like something clawed it." Kayla laughed. "And what? Her ghost hangs around the pizza line." Danielle lowered her voice. "No, but anyone who eats off it dies." After lunch, curiosity awakened. Kayla didn't believe a word of it, but as she walked past the dish return window, she glanced inside. There, near the back of the drying rack, was a single tray, faded red plastic, deep scratch across the corner, numbered, number 39 in thick black marker. It looked normal. Still, something about it made her skin crawl. Tuesday, the dare. Danielle caught her staring at the tray again. "Want to prove it's fake?" she teased. "Take it tomorrow." Kayla smirked. "Fine, I will. I'll eat off tray 39 and live to mock you." She didn't notice the cafeteria worker standing nearby, an older woman with clouded eyes, who whispered to no one in particular, "She's not ready." Wednesday, the lunch that changed everything. Kayla marched to the tray stack at 12:15 sharp. To her surprise, Tray 39 was on top of the pile. Red, scratched, chilling to touch. She took it, loaded her food, and walked confidently through the lunchroom. Students stared. Danielle gasped. "You're insane." Kayla raised her sandwich. "To urban legends," she cheered and bit in. The shift begins. That night, Kayla woke up sweating. Her stomach twisted in knots. She stumbled to the bathroom and vomited a thick, black sludge. Her vision blurred. She saw flashes, images in her mind. A girl, face red, eyes bulging, clawing at her throat, choking. Then darkness. The research. By morning, Kayla felt weak but obsessed. She searched for Megan Thompson. Nothing online. No yearbook photos. No obituaries. She went to the library and asked the old librarian, Ms. Grant. The woman froze. "You don't ask about her." "Why not?" She was erased. "What do you mean?" Ms. Grant leaned in. "Megan choked to death in 1997. Right here, at table 4. They blamed allergies. But I saw the autopsy. Her throat wasn't swollen. Then what killed her?" She was screaming about something on her tray, but nothing was there. Ms. Grant hesitated. The lunch ladies marked her tray. Out of guilt. Number 39. They should have burned it. Kayla's condition worsens. Each night brought worse visions. Screaming, choking, burning food, and always Megan's face. Kayla stopped eating, stopped sleeping. At school, she began hearing whispers in the lunch line. "My turn. Give it back. You took my tray." One day, she saw Megan, just for a second, standing in the freezer window. Pale, lips blue, hands clutching her throat, then gone. The plan to end it. Kayla decided to return the tray, put it back where it belonged. Maybe that would stop it. That Friday, she waited until the cafeteria was empty. She snuck into the kitchen. Lights buzzed. Fridge compressors hummed. She found tray 39 still on her counter. She placed it gently back onto the dish rack. "Here," she whispered. "Take it back." Nothing happened. Relieved, she turned to leave. But the lights shut off. The door slammed. And behind her, choking sounds. The final confrontation. Kayla turned slowly. Megan stood inches away. Skin mottled. Mouth open. A twisted, black tongue falling from her lips. She lunged. Kayla fell backward, slamming her head on the sink. Monday morning. The school announced Kayla had suffered a seizure during lunch prep. She was rushed to the hospital. She recovered physically, but never spoke again. She transferred schools. Never touched cafeteria food again. A new student arrives. 1 month later, a new freshman asked for a tray. The lunch lady handed it to him. Red, scratched, marked number 39. He paused. "This one's broken," he said. The lunch lady smiled sadly. "Not yet. They say you are what you eat. But at Willow Creek, sometimes what you eat eats you back."